let me show you how to build this interactive website using a multi-state box component. Let's break it down. First, I'll set our section to fit to screen. Then let's drag in a multi-state box and stretch it to the full section size. Clicking on it, hit Manage States, and we'll delete this second one for now and rename the first one to Raspberry. Then I'll change the background color, drop in some text as a logo, and a button on the right to add to cart. With that, let's start building the base of this section. I'll drop in some text like so, bump up the size, change the font and color, and then go ahead and center it. Then I'll duplicate and drop the size to add in some body text. I'll grab a button and change the text, then resize it, round the corners, and finally change the color before adding a little subtext below the button. Lastly, I'll add in a little announcement at the top of our heading text. Then, selecting all of these elements, let's stack them together vertically. Now, I'm gonna drop in and resize some raspberries and candy as if they've been thrown up in the air, with some even overlapping the text very slightly. Now, in order to switch through all these states, we'll need some sort of button or switch, so let's build that next. Go ahead and drop in a container, resize, and dock it to the left and middle like this. Change the color and then round out those corners. Then drop in another container and resize it to be a square, 64 by 64 pixels, and once again change the color and then round the corners. Finally, I'll drop in a small raspberry. Go ahead and duplicate this container twice and stack them together with 8 pixels of spacing. Each one will have a different color and a different fruit too. Finally, and importantly, make sure that this container is parented to the section and not to the multi-state box. You might need to unstretch the multi-state briefly, parent the sidebar to the section, and then go ahead and re-stretch out that multi-state once again. The reason we do this is this ensures that the sidebar is always visible no matter what state you switch to. Now, to build out all of the other screens, selecting the multi-state box, select Manage States and hit Duplicate State twice, and rename the states kind of like this. Then I'll go through changing the colors and swapping out a few of these images for oranges, and then same idea for the blueberry state too. Then to finally go ahead and hook this all up, we're gonna need just the tiniest bit of code. So first, in the sidebar, turn on coding. Then select our first button, and in the layers panel, we can see the ID name, which I've titled to be Ras button. So in our code, we'll select this container, and when it's clicked, we'll have a function where we select the multi-state box in order to change the state, in this case, to the raspberry state. Then finally, if you wanted to change the background color of the box as we move through different states, all we need is this line selecting the box and then setting the background color. And that is all the code that we'll need for a single state. So we'll just go ahead and repeat this 3 times, selecting the clickable container, then matching that to the state that it should trigger. And that is everything that you'll need to get the multi-state box working. But if you wanted some interaction when you switch states, select one of our floating elements, and in the animation tab, add a float animation from the bottom. You can make them all the same, or you can stagger the delay and duration slightly. And with that, you should have everything you need to create this multi-state box website. Want to see more videos just like this? Check out another tutorial.